Hello everyone, on today's video I'm going to talk about why there is a market collapse going to happen. I will try to prove my opinion with some graph and indicators. We will take a look at the history. The history in the market love to repeat itself. So stay tuned till the end because the more interesting things coming. But before, I want to start with the Bitcoin graph here, because yesterday we made some preset for it, and let's see how it worked. Let's see how it didn't work maybe. So here we have the same consolidation here of the price as I was expecting. As I expected, we're going to see some fake breakout here. Then we need to come to test this trend line that we had since the beginning of since the all-time high. So I want to see the retest of this, and then as I said yesterday, I put some limit orders here, so I'm planning to open my positions on that places. And if you didn't watch the video, the link gonna come somewhere here, so go and watch it. It was an interesting one. And what is my expectation from this price movement? I want to see the price coming to a 50,000, 52,000, and let me tell you why I want to see it there. You can just guess it by nowhere and say it I want to see it there, so it's my favor. Let's make it. So we have this falling price, and we have this something like breakout of it. I mean the downtrend movement, and we have this breakout here. So after this falling, the falling was something like close to 50%, right? I want to see some recovery to a 50%, to a 25% back. So from the, let's say, 100% falling, you want to see the 50% recover, because this is how the normally markets is doing. This is normally how the price is acting. And this 50% recovery going to have to bring the price to a 50,000, 52,000, with a small consolidation on the level, with the side movements on the level of 45, 47,000, because we're seeing that there is a good support levels, previous support level that may work as a resistance level now. And then the next stop could be on the price of 50,000, because this is there is no much levels on it, but it's a psychologically strong price where the market can stalk around a bit, maybe with having a sideway movement. And then I'm planning to see the price. I want to see the price, right? I'm not opening any position now. There is no trade that I'm having on these days, if you noticed on my videos, and I'm just waiting now for a good for a better time to have an open position. And as I said, my limit orders are still open, so if the price will come, I will open some long position, but for now there is nothing interesting. So this is shortly overview, taking a look at the Bitcoin price. This is in a short-term period, maybe into the few weeks, my expectation, the price planning to see on a 50,000. And this was it. And now let's come to the interesting part of this video, as you saw in the preview as well. Let me try to explain you why there is a market collapse coming, right? Why the people are not expecting, the people doesn't want to talk about it, because everybody likes to listen or to watch only about the positive news. But we're living in this life, you have to accept the negative sides of the market as well. So let's start from the beginning, from the soft one, and then we're going to come to the more interesting parts. Here we have agriculture and world food prices. We're seeing that there is a huge jump of the price from averagely 90 to 135. So it's increasing for a 50%. Half of it just increased. And a lot of people, even in the places where I'm living, my friends are other places, and they're all complaining about the prices. The prices are increased everywhere, and this is what we call as inflation, right? When the prices are increasing, when everything is increasing, this is what we have as an inflation. And as I said on yesterday video, we might have increasing in the inflation rate in the US for more than 7%. And it's not a good thing when the prices are increasing, because somehow the Federal Reserve, the world central banks, have to fight against inflation. And what they're doing, they're increasing the interest rate. So we will come to that one as well. But here I want to show you one graph that shows world exchange market capitalization, right? This is a sum of all stocks in the world, and we're having number here of 116 trillion dollars, which is this is an interesting part starting, which is 135% more than the world GDP. And now let's see what the Warren Buffett indicator thinks about it. We have here the same ratio. The market is overheated for 138%, and in the normal time is 1 to 1. And the only time when we was on the same peak, like the peak close to the same price that we have now, it's on the late 1999, early 2000. And we all remember that at that time we had the dot-com bubble that happened, and it took long 7 years to recover. You know, just simple math and taking a look at the history. And here the same thing, that the same graph that says basically the same thing, right? Here on the graph we can see like it's the time when the Fed was hiking the interest rate, when the US stock market was overvalued. The only time when the market was more overvalued than now is the late 1999 and early 2000. So the same number that we saw on the previous one as well. The price to earning ratio was in a level of 25 in the late 1999 on the dot-com bubble, and now we came to a 22.5 overvalued prices. Basically we are really close to the top. We are really close to the level when we come to the dot-com bubbles time. This is a time when the market crashed, and this is what I was saying on the previous videos as well. You know, it's gonna take, at that time it took more than 7 years market to recover, to come at least to the same point that it was before. So you know, this is another reason why the market is overheated, and why there is a lot of overvalued companies in the world. And here we have a zombie companies with their debts as servicing costs that are higher than their profits. Like overall they call it as a zombie companies, like the operation expenses, operation costs are more than their net profits. They're not profitable. So, and the number of these companies are slightly increasing like rapidly. Like, you know, let's just imagine what will happen with these companies if the Federal Reserve will take action of increasing the interest rate, right? How many of them will go bankrupt, will process the bankruptcy? Because even now they're alive in a time of like, they're in a border of being bankrupt. So what will happen with them if the Federal Reserve will increase the interest rate? Most of them will go bankrupt. Most of them will just close, will just shut down. And this is this number is big. Why is it big? Because at the same time they're paying taxes, right? That comes to economy. They're giving some employment rates. They have, like, you know, they have some employees that when they'll shut up, when they will completely close it, there will just be unemployment. So this is going to bring the number of unemployment is a bit higher. Because same thing going to happen with a lot of companies, right? With a lot of companies, not just the zombie companies, any like other companies as well. When the interest rate will increase, like they will not be able fully cover the operating process, you know. So it's going to bring to a more worse time, maybe, you know, with the firing a lot of people, with increasing the unemployment rate. So, you know, this everything comes with the inflation, right? Because the inflation is the main like player, right, in the economies, in the country's economies and in the world economies. Let me stop it here, right? Because I don't want to add more pessimistic sides of it, because there is a lot of other bad news as well. So, you know, I just summed all of them, you know, I bring it to you. And overall, what we have understand on this video, that the market are overheated, that the markets are overheated too much, let me say in this way as well. Same the indicator saying from the Warren Buffett, right? It says to us that we're overheated as well. Same with the indicator with the price earning. So this is our conclusion. This is my opinion, what's going to happen with the markets. And I'm sure that most of you will not like it, because, you know, nobody likes, as I said, nobody likes a pessimistic news or bad news, negative news. Wish you all the wealth.